I think we're
Touch
ready.
him on the taint. We ready?
Please don't do that.
Do that.
All right.
Okay, I'll start.
Hold on.
You want me to bring this in?
Go ahead.
You don't. No.
No. We're good. We're good.
I was waiting for someone to touch your
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't know if he. I didn't think he remembered the name of the podcast.
I didn't.
That's the one.
I was like, I want to get it right. I
It's like, welcome to the
Yeah. God, shit. Shit. Fuck. Fuck me. Fuck me, the running. All right. Welcome in to the Unnecessary and Unfiltered Podcast.
There we go.
And this is episode 2.
You didn't say it backwards like Mike did.
We're back, and Adam. And
Who's Adam? Who the fuck is Adam?
There's no Adams. But yeah, we're here with the whole gang and having a good time, having some cocktails that I happen to bring back from Maine.
Those aren't cocktails.
They're all cocktails. Alcoholic beverages is considered a cocktail.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
What?
Yes.
There's beers, there's cocktails, there's whatever, but it's a cocktail. Anyway.
Suck a dick.
We're having some beers, some local brews from Maine. And
not local
to us at all. Not even close.
Extremely unlocal.
They were local to me for a week, so fuck y'all.
I don't know if that. I guess.
So you just got back from Maine?
Yes, just got back from Maine.
What were you doing in Maine?
Camping and hiking and cycling.
Did you pick up an accent in Maine?
What's on your shirt?
I did.
I don't think he got that in Maine.
No.
Did you wear that to Maine?
No.
Do you think he just hasn't changed his clothes to get back?
That's an interesting.
This is the third outfit he's had on in our 24 podcast episodes total.
Anchors and paisley and
It's a
waves.
different.
Oh.
Where does the paisley fit into that?
I didn't make the shirt. I just bought it.
Where'd you buy it from?
Route 21.
I haven't been there a long time.
They still have guy stuff. Which
10
one
years
is
ago.
going?
10 years ago, probably. Maybe.
There's
Oh, it's an old shirt.
Yeah, it's an old shirt. Okay, so
Looks
anyway.
brand new.
Oh, Chubb.
All right, sorry. You got a chub? Wait, what?
Chub.
All right.
Anyways, yeah, so I went to Maine, went cycling, hiking, camping in Maine for a week, and it was a blast. It was a good time.
God, this is tough to drink.
Dude, it's so bad. We're drinking, it's a Shipyard Brewing Company out of Portland, Maine, but it's not the greatest beer I had, but I did have fantastic beer. Pumpkinhead out of Shipyard is fantastic. It's their October beer, obviously, and it's fantastic. But I also had a couple other IPAs that were good. This was in the grab bag for, maybe a clearance. I don't know, but not great. Brought it back.
They should have just thrown it away.
It's still fun.
Pumpkinhead, is it like a Headless Horseman type thing on
Yes.
the bottle? I've
Yep.
had that before.
Yep.
I don't know why I would have had.
That's the beer, and it's out of Portland, Maine. I went to that brewery, and that was one of the
That's
5 breweries that I went. That's Shipyard. Yep.
That's
Shipyard Brewing Company out of Portland, Maine. It was awesome place. They have a really cool brewery there. It's really neat. Yeah, it's really close to the water there, and they definitely have a good merch section, and they have some good food. Actually,
Did you buy any merch
there? No, I bought a growler though. I always get empty growlers every time I go to a new brewery.
Don't you get? Isn't it free when you buy a growler to get it filled up?
No. It's like $5 for a growler, but it's like $30 to get filled.
Yeah. Correct.
So if you buy...
I've gotten a growler filled like 3 or 4 times, but I usually just get a blank one because I'm already fucked up by the time I leave.
That makes sense.
So I'm not gonna bring... I'm already where I need to be. I don't need a whole growler of beer because it doesn't last very long in a growler. So, but I'm gonna utilize the growlers at a later date for
we have
a
2
fun
growlers
project.
downstairs.
But
we're back on the podcasting couch today.
We are back on the podcasting couch.
Logan
is
Mike.
Logan got rid of the other podcast couch.
We got evicted.
We got evicted from
the other couch.
So
he ordered 66.
We're back in the studio on the podcasting couch.
We are.
It has a door now.
Yep.
Big
and football just kicked off. This is what? First night for the Browns. First day for the Browns. The Buckeyes lost.
The game was on, but Mike turned it off.
The Buckeyes lost. Well, because Logan can't concentrate on 2 things at once like I can't.
Buckeyes lost. You can't.
But yeah, the Buckeyes lost this week. What else? What else is new?
Steelers
what
won.
Fuck the Steelers.
Lions lost.
Yeah, Steelers won.
Did Najee Harris start?
I don't think so.
He did.
You have him on your team?
He had like 16 carries, I think.
No, I just think he's gonna be good.
16 carry. Hold on. He's on my fantasy team.
Yeah, this was the second week. This was the second week for college, first week for the NFL. And it's still 90 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's 7 points.
Gotta love it.
45 yards.
Do you know?
16 carries.
I do because it's fun to be able to go up to the lake, enjoy
You hear me? Like,
lake time
Oh,
a
of
little bit
course.
they
longer,
played behind the whole
but
game.
still
though, so,
be able to
yeah.
hang out on Sunday evenings and watch some football, drink some beer, start into the fall-ish beers. And
I don't know, but I don't want a fall beer. Like, I don't want an Oktoberfest until it's 60 degrees outside.
I
had-
into that shit.
I had a Christmas sale on Friday.
Ooh,
that's
that's
strange.
pushing it, man.
That was very good.
Yeah, right?
Yesterday,
You feeling okay?
either yesterday or the day
You sick?
before.
I was at Frickers. Why?
Under
Tell
the
me why
weather-
Frickers
under
and
the
Fremont
weather?
has it on tap already.
Because Frickers fucking sucks now.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know we were
Sorry.
on.
You were at Fergus and Fremont?
Anyway,
So was I.
What
that's,
time?
dude, that's a nostalgic place.
Did you go after your game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
We were in there
I was
like-
before your game.
10:40, 10:30, 10:45.
They have Christmas ale on draft already?
Yeah.
If they got it, I mean, if Great Lakes, so that's what they gave them already.
Yeah.
And I mean, it sells so well.
It was
So
very
For
good.
sure.
That is
They'll tap it as soon as they can, as long
yeah,
as they'll sell
very
it.
good Christmas ale.
You get a sugar rim?
No.
No rim job?
Dude, I was so I see. I like the rim job,
I had a
and
rim
last
job.
year they wouldn't do them.
They
Was
wouldn't
it
do any rim
COVID?
jobs.
They
No
wouldn't do
rim
it because of
job?
COVID. It was
Yeah.
bullshit. I'm like, are
Oh
you
my
Why?
God.
I don't know why.
Sometimes
I don't
just
understand
needs a
why.
rim
Well,
job.
I actually asked the bartender. I said, "So, are you telling me that by you telling me that you won't put a rim on it, is you also telling me that you don't clean your glasses well enough in between pouring them?" And she wasn't listening. She wasn't gonna hear it.
I don't understand.
Because really, it's literally you just tip it upside down and do this, right?
Correct.
It's not like they lick it to put the fucking
No,
rim
like
on there.
a lot of times you'll take an orange. You'll take like
Yeah,
an
we
orange
can't do
piece
that
and-
anymore because of COVID.
I mean, you have to get it. You have to
Like-
get it wet. So you take like a lime. So I've seen people just do water, but you could do like an orange. A lot of bartenders take an orange and you just run it around the
Or
rim, and
lemon
then
too.
move it around, and there you go, bing bang boom. But and
Bingo,
then
bango, bongo.
this time last year they also didn't have. They had no fruit, but they didn't do any
Right.
garnishes, no nothing, because they were
True.
trying to eliminate the touching.
Mhm.
So,
Oh, that makes
but
sense.
when I went to the other Frickers in Perrysburg, and they're like, yeah, absolutely. And then I talked to the GM there, and he's like, we do it. And I was like, they said they don't do it there, so whatever. But
It's
regardless,
personal preference on the rim jobs.
it is, yes.
Yeah, if you like a rim job, you grab a rim job.
Yeah, it's sometimes people give rim jobs, some people don't. It's just you gotta know your clientele. You gotta get down with the get down.
I'm about as uncomfortable as you keep saying rim job is what I was.
Dude,
when they
you
were saying
said
soft serve about
you
4
said
times.
2 sentences. You literally spoke 2 sentences and said rim job 14 times.
Whatever. Anyway,
Alright.
Gage said it too, so you weren't the only one.
Yeah, I didn't say rim job.
Any hooter, I'm
yeah.
really curious because Gage told us today that he had a Jesus experience. Is that
No,
something happened?
a sign from
Sign-
God. Or
sign-
sign from
well, same
Is this
Jesus.
like
Yeah.
Jesus burnt toast type deal?
No.
You saw
no,
Jesus
the-
in your toast?
No,
so
the-
nothing about a sweet salvation all over your face.
No.
Okay.
No, you know how they have that bush next to the back door?
Yeah.
They caught on fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
The burning bush.
Why? What
Why?
happened?
Because I poured gasoline on it and lit it on fire.
Oh. Okay, well there was no revelation.
Okay.
It didn't just randomly catch on
No,
fire.
it's how you walked outside and it was on fire.
Okay.
No,
for
I
a second, I went and bought a Bible.
Just burn a cross in your backyard and be like, oh yeah, the sun.
Okay.
I actually cut the bush
it was
down
a
and then
controlled
lit it on
fire.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
So that was
a. Gotcha, fuckers.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
All right,
it
all
wasn't
right.
anywhere near what I was expecting.
Yep.
Anyway.
I burnt my bush.
So
That's literally what happened.
that'd be a hell of a way to trim your pubes, burn it.
Oh god. That'd
Pour
probably be very
gasoline on my. Never mind.
You know my favorite part, the favorite part of the last episode. The funny thing about Logan's goat testicle.
Well, there was something about that talking about sheepskin condoms. That was
like
the
intro.
Yeah.
So that is the what's it called?
If you're not
when
sure
you,
what
when you
we're
go back on
Callback.
a callback. That's a callback.
Ooh,
That's a
nice.
callback right now
It was a good
because
callback.
that was all about. So if you listen to the first episode, that was about a.
If you know what we're
sheepskin
talking about, go
condom.
back and listen to the first
So,
episode.
Yeah.
Not that
Goat
SOS first
testicle
episode.
on my wiener. Get it? Bomb. Boom. Got it.
Got
All
it. Good.
I don't got it. I don't know what that
Well,
is.
we don't have
It's like
to.
a fucking plinko boy.
You don't have to. Fucking listen to the podcast. You fucking prude.
I did.
He listened before you, I think.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Remember, we were actually shocked. Like Logan listened before all of us.
Yeah, you're right. I
Not
was like,
porn.
oh shit.
A fucking new podcast. Come on now.
New podcast.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was like
New me.
Wednesday, and Logan was like, "Oh, I'm over halfway through. I'm gonna finish my way home."
Wait,
I was
what?
like, huh?
I assumed it's because you have an hour and a half commute
Yeah.
to and from work now. That it's like, okay, I'm just gonna listen.
And
to
you were
this.
over pop music. You're like, you know what? I don't want to do a leap of the day.
I actually did listen to like over half of the Doja Cat album. I
Yeah.
didn't know there was a whole album. I just heard like 3 songs.
I listen to so much music. By the way, does anybody have any songs for today for new song of the week?
I don't have new songs. I have a new podcast. That
Okay, new podcast. Everybody else have?
I'm curious to hear what
we'll
you
do
said,
that. We'll do that later on. But
you also mentioned that you listen to podcasts on the whole way.
Yeah. I listen to podcasts and
the way you
music
listen.
the whole way on my trip. It was a 16-hour drive, so I had a lot to listen to.
With that, what was the highlight of your trip? I'm curious.
Highlight.
I mean, you went 16 hours to a place you've never been before. You knew very little about.
Well,
by yourself with no cell phone reception.
I started in Boston. I stayed with some friends in Boston, and Boston was a very, very awesome city. I loved it. A lot of people, I had mixed reviews. A lot of people told me it was a shithole city and don't go, and some people told me it's great. I absolutely loved it, and of all the cities that I've traveled to, it's my favorite one so far. I absolutely enjoyed it. I spent over half a day walking through the entire city. And obviously I didn't hit everything, but I got breakfast in the city. I went and checked out some of the historical sites, walked the trail for the historical sites.
Sorry, I feel like I'm like staring.
And
listener.
Boston Harbor and got some lobster. And it was a good time. I definitely enjoyed it. Lobster is not cheap. In Maine or in Boston, it's the same fucking price. It's a little cheaper. Wholesale, it's cheaper, but you go to a restaurant, it's the same fucking price. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Which I was kind of upset.
You think it was going to be cheaper?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be so much cheaper, but it's not. It's really not.
Across the country.
Yeah, it's the same. It's pretty much the same.
If anything,
price.
I would feel like it would be more expensive.
But it's right from the source, man. Like
but that's what I'm saying is it's more fresh than it getting shipped across the country.
But shipping costs. I mean, that's gonna jack up the price at the end game. But regardless, it was still
that's probably why it's the same price.
But it was so much
in
better.
Maine, you're paying for it being fresh, and then here you're paying for it to get shipped.
So I need to go somewhere in between. Maybe near Yak. I don't know.
Somewhere where they don't really think it's
Pennsylvania. Anyway. I don't know. I love New Englander's accent though, dude. It's so great because everything with an ER is AH, and everything with that ends in an A is ER. So if your name's like Samantha, it's Samantha, and then it
sounded Irish.
It's like lobster and Samantha. It was, dude. It was so funny though. I enjoyed every second.
So Boston people speak like Roger.
Or like leprechaun.
No, it's lobster.
Did you have any New England clam chowder?
I did. I had some clam chowder. I had some
clamkin chowder.
Some clamkin chowder. I had some clamkin chowder. Not from the source. Not right from the spigot. Which I did. I didn't have any fresh clamkins.
It's just like an underground system of clam chowder.
That would be awful. That'd be human trafficking. Anyway. What? So, after Boston, went to Portland, Maine, and Portland's a really cool city. That's where I went to Shipyard. That's where Shipyard Brewing Company is, and that's where we're drinking the beers from.
We're sponsored by today.
Where's Rock Harbor?
Rock Harbor, I'm not sure where that's at, but it was a local brew that I got at...
you didn't go there?
No, I didn't go to that one. Did not go to that one. I went to Shipyard, and then I went to Atlantic Brewing Company in Bar Harbor, in Bahaba.
How many total breweries did you go to?
5. You said 5, really. 5. You don't know. He doesn't know. 5.
I went to Shipyard. I went to Fogtown. I went to...
Atlantic.
I went to... Shit, I don't remember. So 3 so far. I'll remember the other 2 in a minute.
I only went to 3. It's only 3.
No, there was another one in Bahaba, and then there was one in Maine that I went to as well, or in Boston. Harpoon in Boston.
Did you attend the Boston Tea Party?
I did not attend.
I heard it was a cool event.
They don't sell bags of tea at the local gas stations. Checked.
Were you expecting?
Yeah, is that something you heard?
I didn't know if that was like a tradition where people go to the local gas station, buy a bag of tea, and throw it in the harbor, but they do not. So
it's massive pollution.
I know, and I'm not about that life. I was just curious.
7-Eleven.
That was like some sort of local thing they did.
You guys don't have tea bags?
I don't have tea. What am I supposed to throw in the harbor?
Where's the tea? I'm looking for the tea for the harbor. But
16-year-old working the gas station, Jordan walking in.
They're like, are you fucking...
Hey, where's the tea? She's telling me about fucking Grandpa Tamkins. over in the village. Anyway,
What?
So
I feel like that was actually a conversation.
It was.
may not have been, but yeah. After that, went to Portland. Went to Maine. Stayed in right outside of Bar Harbor. And,
It just sounds like you had like a cross country trip in like a day.
I did, dude. I did New England, and it was.
No,
it was
I know.
amazing.
You're like, I went to Portland, then I went to Maine.
Well, I was.
Oh yeah, if you're just saying the city.
Portland is Maine.
I know,
No, but if
Portland's
he just
also,
says
like,
Portland,
Oh,
it's
Oregon?
one of the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah.
cities in Oregon.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a drive there.
Which is what I said.
That's some mileage on
cross country.
Sudi.
Yeah, no, I didn't start in Boston, go to Portland, Oregon, and come back to Maine. That's like, that's a trip.
Sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. You said I went to Portland, then I went to Maine.
Well-
Portland's in Maine.
Bar Harbor was next.
we need a tally.
Okay, so Boston,
I-
Massachusetts.
Think about it on a map.
Geographical
Boston.
scale. Boston.
Yeah, but
Boston
he
fist.
Yes, but he keeps saying Maine,
Massachusetts.
and both of the
I know.
cities he's talking
Then I went
about
to
are in
Portland, Maine,
Portland, Maine.
and then I went to Bar Harbor.
He went further up into Maine.
Went further up.
Yeah, but he's saying-
He's still in Maine when he's in Portland.
Yes,
Yes.
I know. It was a grammatical error on my part. I'm sorry.
I know, but he's defending you like it wasn't an error.
And that's not grammatical. It wasn't a grammar error. You didn't say you are,
Geographical
or you are.
grammatical error.
Fucking Bar Harbor.
Wow.
Dude, every time you use that accent, I can't help but think of Ted. Like, it's all I think about is some fucking little bear. Mark Wahlberg.
You see Marky Mark?
Morrison.
Did you meet any cool people up there?
I did. I met some New Englanders. So they were pretty cool.
Bill Belichick?
Met quite a few people. No,
Wouldn't that be interesting?
they were all Bill Belichick fans, though. They all dissed on
Is New England
On,
a small state?
Tom?
No, Rhode Island.
Tom Brady for
No
leaving him.
shit.
Oh yeah, they were happy, but they did not like him. They respected the fuck out of him, and they wished him the best of luck.
Because he gave him fucking 1,000
Yes.
championships.
Yes, they loved him. They cherished him like a god, but they hated him because he left. Like we weren't ready for
I
him to
get
leave,
that. I get
but
that.
we're
just
respecting
like
them. They were so humble. They were humble sports
Yeah.
fans, and they don't have any. They don't have
But they'd
any.
welcome
Bro,
him back.
if I was 45 playing football, I would not want to play in New England still.
Oh, for sure.
I
Go
don't
off
think he
an
wanted to play there
adventure.
the last 10 years. It was such a good thing. He just did it.
For sure.
Now he literally goes outside and it's always above 65 degrees.
Fucking getting fucked
Yeah, there's a
up.
hurricane.
Honestly, though, I can see why he stayed
Yeah.
so long because
Hurricanes
it's
don't hit
literally a great place to be, for one. I mean,
His
you have
house is
the best of
hurricane-proof.
all worlds. You have the mountains up there, you have the coastline, you have everything, and there's nothing else there. You got NFL football, you got NBA basketball, and that's it. You don't have any college sports.
I can't
really.
imagine that.
It's all Ivy Leagues up there. I mean, there's
Right.
just not to like the caliber where you have Ohio State.
Yeah, nobody
Like
watched the
Maryland's
Ivy
like
League.
Yeah,
Maryland's
yeah,
right. Maryland's
exactly.
right there, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
but I
Harvard.
mean, Harvard.
Yeah, but nobody's
Sounds
fucking. Oh my god, I gotta get home
Harvard's
and watch the
campus is
fucking
dope.
Harvard Yale
Did you
football
go by?
game. Football
Yes.
game.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I checked out Harvard's campus. It's fucking cool.
Oh, that's cool.
It's super
Did anyone mistake you as a
historical.
student?
No, I doubt it.
No, they thought you
You never know.
I'm from Boston Harbor. Come on.
I'm going out to buy a Harvard to get some lobster.
They thought he was a homeless guy living on the fucking campus.
I got cussed out from a woman on accident. I was taking picture. I was the typical tourist walking down in Boston, and I found that there's this cool picture of this guitar that somebody painted on the side of a fucking building, and I took a picture of it, and this woman was right there, and she thought I was taking a picture of her, and she's like, "Fuck you, asshole!" And I'm like. I didn't even know what to say. I just put my head down and kept walking. I didn't even have time to fucking think. She's like, "Fuck you, asshole!" I'm like, "All right."
Oh, what a loving town. Welcome.
But that was
I
the
love
only.
it. The people were great. If you happen to catch a picture of them, they fucking hate
No, that was the only bad thing. But everything else was really good. It was
That's
nice.
cool.
Everyone else was super cool.
That's fucking funny.
And it was a good time. So
The before one last thing, I'm still mind boggled the fact that you climbed a mountain that you're
Mount
supposed to
Everest.
have
Kilimanjaro.
climbing gear and ropes and things, and you didn't have any of
Scale a
that.
mountain
Wait,
Oh.
you scaled the mountain?
with nothing.
With nothing but your bike on your back?
No, I didn't have my bike.
90
But
degrees on your bike.
If it falls, it'll just keep riding the other way. It sounds bad.
it's called the Precipice Trail, and it's right on the coast in Acadia National Park, and it's technically you're supposed to have carabiners and ropes and everything for climbing mountains. Basically, you're supposed to carry it with you. You're supposed to strap off, but I didn't really know that. And there were signs, but I didn't read them. And it was raining, and it just got done. Hurricane Larry came through.
Fucking Larry.
And
Larry the Lobster.
Larry the
and dumped down
Lobster.
3 inches of rain. Well, it dumped down 3 inches of rain, so coming down from the mountain, obviously, there's a shit ton of fucking rainfall, and there's like makeshift streams running everywhere, and everything was wet. So everywhere you went up this mountain, it was like a 2.5 mile hike up this mountain, and it was basically straight up, but there was like cast iron hooks everywhere, and that's how you had to climb up the mountain, but it was straight up. And
Oh, you're supposed to
hook on at, as you go up or whatever.
So you don't fall and die.
Yeah, but there was a few points. I actually got some GoPro footage that I went through today, and it was wild looking back because you're just
watching
getting
it and you're
pelted.
like, I probably should have had safety gear.
Yeah, absolutely, because you're on the side of a mountain, you're looking 250, 300 foot down, and you're on a cliff edge with nothing, and you're just tiptoeing across, hanging on to some bars, and there's water pouring on your head from the fucking waterfall above you. It was wild. It was fucking crazy. But I scaled...
Indiana Jones.
Bear Grylls out here.
Yeah, I ended up scaling 3 of the highest points in Acadia National Park, and yeah, it was a fucking cool time. It was a cool experience. And
Sounds
Last question, would you go back?
I'm going back every year now. I'm actually going to ask anybody that wants to go. I'm gonna book it in the spring, and I'm gonna go back every year.
Probably can't go next spring.
It's
this
not.
big thing.
It's not in the spring. I'm booking it in the spring.
Actually,
it's
you
gonna
can't
happen.
go in the spring either.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm gonna book it in the spring. It's gonna happen this time next year. Is when.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
can.
go. So yeah, you can. All right.
Yeah, you can.
We'll figure it out at a later date. Anyway, carry on.
You see any
That's awesome.
exotic birds when you're in the mountains?
Any boots? No. Well, I did. I seen some birds, but it was kind of strange because it was like this. It was seagulls. There were seagulls everywhere. But I did.
I feel like that went way over your head because I'm not asking.
No, because okay, the thing is,
talking about the fucking
as soon as you said that, on the way home, I hit a fucking giant bird. I don't know what it was. It was on the turnpike. It was either a red-tailed hawk or an owl, and it hit my windshield and scared the living fuck out of me. Dude,
I thought about that. Like, can you imagine like hitting a turkey buzzard or something?
that's what I'm saying, dude.
I feel
It
like it
literally
goes through your
hit
windshield.
so hard. I thought it was gonna go through the windshield, and I didn't shit my pants, but literally, but it scared the living shit out of me. It was such a loud
Was it during
noise.
during the day? Or
No, it was at night. All I seen was the wings across my whole
No.
windshield, and then boom! I'm like,
Oh no! I hit Batman.
I swerved. I'm like,
Oh, I don't know. You swerved.
yeah, no, I did. I scared the
On the
fuck out of
turnpike?
me. Yeah, on the turn. I'm doing 90.
Yeah, Kyle said that happened to him one time, and he like ducked. He thought it was going through the
Oh,
windshield.
dude, it was
Oh,
yeah,
fuck
it scared
yeah,
the
dude.
shit out of me. That's why I did that though, because that's what I was thinking of. As soon as you said
But
that,
then
I was
you're
like,
like, it was
exotic
just
bird. I'm
seagulls.
like, but no, really though, it was like
Besides the
seagulls. There was
fucking
some,
demon bird there
fucking flew into my windshield.
in my fucking windshield.
But it was cool though. I went crabbing the last night I was there, so I caught some crabs. That was fun.
Nice.
You caught crabs in Boston.
I didn't bring them back. No, not those kind of
I thought
crabs.
those
I
crabs-
wish.
I think he was trying to. What he was leading into was the parrot.
The parrot lady.
Oh
Yeah,
no, I
so-
did see an
And
exotic bird.
that went completely over your head, bounced off the wall.
Yeah, and then went
Came
over my
back
head
to
again.
Logan. Logan re-threw it at you, and it went back over your head.
Yeah,
You got the crabs.
yeah. So no, there was.
Dude, the fucking way we get to
The
top.
first mountain I scaled was I was on my bike actually, and I rode up it and got to the top. I was kind of tired. I was like, all right, cool. I was sitting there taking in the view, and all of a sudden, this 60-year-old woman hikes by, walking up the mountain with a stick over her shoulder and a fucking parrot on the end of it, and it was the strangest thing. But I was like, "Fuck yeah, lady, this
I
is
think that would
good."
get annoying though, because like if it does actually talk, like carrying it with you everywhere.
Well, it's somebody to talk to.
Yeah, it's a conversation.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
know, but can you imagine talking to me all the time and I'm like,
I don't think you make that. I mean,
I know, but the parrot does. It doesn't sound like a human.
Grandma want a cracker?
I'm just. Yeah, no, that wouldn't be enjoyable. I don't know.
I don't know. It depends what kind of relationship. She obviously had a very good relationship with this bird.
Yeah.
Depends what kind
So-
of relationship you have with your bird.
But I thought that was very strange. I've never seen anybody carry a parrot up to the top of the mountain, but it
Yeah, that's
was
different.
that was cool though. It was very intriguing.
Hell yeah. No, it was like a blue. Boom, 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 boom,
You should just have vocal bass player.
So here's a question. I read a story the other day. This dude has been talking to a woman, so to speak, that he's never met for 15 years. he's allowed this to go on. They'll send pictures to each other, but every time that he tries to meet her in person, she dodges him.
Catfish. It's a TV show.
15 years though.
15 years he's allowed this to go on.
For 15 years, why would somebody go out of their way for 15
What's that
fucking
dude's
years?
name? Nev? You should call. He should probably call him.
So he
That
tried.
dude pisses me off for some reason, but
He's tried. He wrote to Catfish and was like, hey, look, like, this is what's going on. This is my story. And they never got back to him. But yeah, it's been 15
I'm sure
years.
like fucking millions of people do.
That
Right?
he's never, every time he's tried to meet her, like he said, like he's come to Ohio because supposedly she lives here in Ohio, and she's always busy, she's working, whatever, and so now it's to the point from his excuse of why he's allowed to go on this long is you alright? He doesn't, he's afraid of it not being real because he's going to be embarrassed that he's allowed to go on this long.
So he just continues to let it go on for longer, so he's more embarrassed.
I would shut it down and see what happens.
So my
That's what I would
question,
do.
one of my first questions is to you guys is how long is too long? At what point do you say
6 months.
like you can get to a vibe that it's like, you know what, they're not even making an effort.
so I'm obviously.
I can't say that honestly because I've been not in relationships, but I've been friends with people online for multiple years that I've never even met them.
But they were actively trying to pursue.
No, not actively trying to meet
So I think that makes
or
it different.
pursue. So, but I have been in. Oh no, I haven't actually. It's always just been platonic. So I don't really know.
That was like a fun spin on the word.
It was. I was like,
It was, yeah.
I was like,
I was sitting over here thinking like that. I don't think that's that.
Yeah, no. So I don't know. I can't relate. I really don't.
No, and I don't think any of us are going to relate to this story.
I mean,
Well,
a few of them have been like
I'm saying if.
turned into something, but it actually worked out.
I'm saying.
But-
Oh yeah. We're on a podcast. I'm saying if you're like actively trying to pursue somebody like a month tops, if you fucking dodge me 4 or 5 times in a month,
Well,
I'm gonna
it
start
depends
thinking,
too. Like, what if if you're in the same,
Obviously,
like if you're within 3 hours of each other, I think if you're like a month is too much. But like if you like met someone online that lives in Cali,
but I don't think I would ever do that.
Yeah, but you know
I
what I'm
would
saying?
never-
it doesn't matter. I've met people from all over the fucking planet, and I will hop in a plane right now and go hang out. I don't give a fuck.
That's an anomaly though. Like most people aren't gonna be like, well, fuck, you live across the country. I'll meet you next week.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing though. I would do that, but a lot of people wouldn't do that. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna spend that much time and not get anything out of it, not to meet somebody in person to be like, oh, okay, it's not gonna work, or okay, hell yeah, let's fucking hang out or whatever. I don't see any point longer than 6 months.
So in this story, particular instance, he used to live in Ohio and they met online, and then he moved to North Carolina, but he's been back since multiple times. She actually went on vacation down there, and she still has always dodged him. So everybody that's listening to this, and as I'm listening to this whole story, it was apparent to me that this is clearly fake. Everybody's like, yeah, this is obviously fake. Like, there's no doubt about it. But my whole question is like, yeah, at what point do you say, okay, this isn't, like, you're clearly, like you're dodging me. But he said that the conversation's fantastic. That the pictures that she has sent, whether she's real or not, could be a.
But like even like that, how
she's gorgeous.
How do you be? You said 15 years.
15
Why-
years.
How can you be in a relationship like that with someone for 15
They're not dating.
years? But that is a relationship.
Essentially.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a.
I didn't say it was a
type
I
of-
didn't say it was a
he said
formal.
he's like the dude is like, I've definitely slept with other women in the last 15 years.
See, I guess that's another thing. Like if at that point, like if you're gonna treat it as like a game, like I guess I'll just
Play
not?
it. Keep playing.
Why not keep playing this? And if it is real, it's real, and I can say it's real.
Why play that game
As long
for
as
so
you're like-
long, even on her part? If he was the one that wanted to pursue
Right,
something
on the other
more,
end.
on the other end, that's kind of weird to
Like,
me.
you're not
Why would
getting
you waste
anything
so
out of
much
it.
time? Like, what do you fucking get off to turn
Probably.
like luring people into a trap that they're
Probably.
never gonna fucking find? I don't understand.
Right?
That's like a bear trap that no one's ever gonna step in.
Well,
and you
it's
just
like-
keep watching it. Why the fuck would you do that? It doesn't make any
Right.
sense to me.
But I mean, it's just like and the whole story of this kind of came up with the catfish thing, but that's essentially what it is. I mean, that's clearly what's happening. But this dude now has said to the point that he's like, he himself has accepted that this is more than likely not real. but he can't come to his senses to stop it in its entirety because he feels more embarrassed that he's allowed to go on this long.
You gotta.
And so now he wants closure with it.
At this point, like,
He wants
fuck,
closure with it to be like, hey, look, this happened, or either she's real
Go
or
on
she's not.
Maury or something.
Yeah, but I mean,
They're so
she's
short.
not. That means she has to go.
Yeah, she would have to
But
go
that means
there.
she has to go with him.
True.
Which
Well,
is-
Catfish to me is the best possible option for this situation, like because they do all the investigating and whatever. But like he has a number.
There has to be a way to just stop, drop it, and if she doesn't reach out again, then obviously.
But like,
There's
what I don't
nothing there.
understand, right, is in this day and age, what are the chances she doesn't have some sort of social media?
Exactly.
So either the name she
What
gave
are
you
you
is
saying?
fake, and she went to the extent of making fake social media accounts.
Which at that point, 15 years, like she probably did. Fuck.
And he did say, as soon as you said that was a good point. He did say that she doesn't have any social media.
Exactly, convenient.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And I might assume she has an Android phone too, so
Probably,
they can't
yeah.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it's
Yeah.
So
It's
I
too
guess,
long.
like I said,
It's
the
about
question.
it's about
Well,
14
what's your
and a
time?
half years. To
Okay, yeah. So the question,
What's your
the
time?
question had nothing. It's obvious that it's a catfish. My question for you is more in that situation. If you're dating and you're talking to somebody, you really connect with them, but all of a sudden things start adding up. Like, at what point do you say, okay?
I
see ya?
think I don't know if it's a time frame. I think after 2 times of trying to see them and they come up with a blatant lie on why not to, then it's
How do you know
fine.
it's a lie though? I mean, they could be.
If you
a
have
good
something,
excuse.
what are there's a very slim chance that you have. I'm assuming it wasn't like, oh hey, by the way, I'm coming to Ohio tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was probably months in advance. Like, hey, I'm gonna. And she was probably like, yeah, we can hang out. And then when he gets there, she's like, actually, you know what? I just got a new job today, and I gotta work. Like.
Yeah, I mean, I understand everyone has lives, everyone's busy. I'm busy as fuck all the time. I'm not even in Ohio half the time, and I totally agree that everyone is busy and has lives. But if you're trying to meet somebody and both parties are communicating on a certain
Or
level,
they're both trying. technically
exactly, trying,
Working
whatever,
to meet each other. Yeah.
and it doesn't work a few times. I mean, Gage said 2. I'm gonna give it even more than that. I'll say 3 or 4, just because.
But with
After that,
But my thing with 3 or 4 is if it's I live in North Carolina and she lives in Ohio, that might be 3 or 4 times might be a year.
you're right. It might be. It really might be. And I mean, I've had certain circumstances, like even platonic circumstances, where I have talked to somebody online for 2 years prior to actually meeting them in person, and we were friends.
So I guess
So-
the thing is more so. I think it's a time frame. I really do think it's time. I think that makes more sense because you're not going to let it go for a year, even though you live further apart. Because there's so many avenues nowadays to be able to see each other face to face. Whether if you don't have an iPhone,
Plane.
okay, we can't.
Airplane.
Well, yeah, but okay, if you don't have an iPhone, then we can't FaceTime. Okay, well then you have a computer, so we can.
Right.
Yeah, but
Skype.
I was going based
We
off
can-
that situation. Like
Yeah,
no
you
social
know.
media, don't have internet.
Okay,
or
at that point
FaceTime.
they could.
And here's I didn't even tell you guys the craziest part of this whole story. He was 16 when they first started talking.
That's fucking weird
Shit,
now.
so this
you just
person's
threw a whole
probably, like,
fucking twist in this.
50 right now, and they're like, oh shit, like I started
This-
hitting
this-
on you
this
when
never
you were
ended.
16, like.
So now he's 30.
31.
All right, this is weird.
Yeah,
this,
dude.
This changed completely now. This
I
is
thought it was
not-
weird before. I think it's
Yeah,
weird.
this is like real fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The time frame, I say 6 months.
I'm saying a month.
that was his first love.
It would
That was
depend.
his first love. That's why he's hung on for so long. That's 100% what it has to be. There's no other question.
You think? But the problem is I think the distance matters. I think it's a sliding.
saying, like, in
I think
my-
it's a sliding scale with distance.
I'm saying, like,
I
in
see what you're
my opinion, I'm not gonna try and like have a relationship with someone that I can't
See.
see.
Yeah. No.
So I have no interest in a specifically like internet.
Or phone based
Yeah,
relationship.
I'm giving it 2 weeks. Because if in 2 weeks you can't find some avenue to be able to face conversation with me, whether it's FaceTime,
Yeah.
Skype, whatever, and you are blowing me off every single day or every single attempt, and when I need some type of life proof that you're real, download fucking Snapchat. Like, I don't care how old
Right.
you are.
Yeah.
You can download
That's what I'm
Snapchat.
saying. There's so many avenues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But like you gotta like are you counting like your initial conversation because you don't go initially.
No, you're
into
right, you're
something,
right,
you
you're
know what
right,
I mean?
you're right, you're right.
Like
Sure.
2 weeks
Sure.
might be you might not even be to a talking stage.
I would
in
say
2
a
weeks.
month of pursuing.
Yes. Okay,
Sure,
that's different.
but-
I was talking the whole thing from
Start to
initial
finish.
contact.
Yeah.
To
But I am god awful
Until
at
catfish.
communication over via fucking phone, anything, computer, anything like that. So I will give it a lot longer to see what happens because I am so fucking horrible.
which I think is very
And-
interesting about you because you're like your wrist vibrates when you get something.
Oh, mine.
You know what I mean?
Mine's fucking.
I understand
I was gonna
that,
ask
but
you,
I
'cause I
just
can
Your phone just went off and your watch
I can
didn't
see
go
your
off.
watch isn't. His watch isn't connected to his phone.
It's only. It must be something Wi-Fi because when I get home from work, all the texts that I've gotten on my phone will all of a sudden be like. Blah, 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 blah.
That's weird because right now it says you're not connected to your phone. That's what.
That's
little
probably
thing
why.
is.
you probably.
But
Are
it
you
is when
connected?
I'm at home.
It's probably because you're on. So that's not a cellular one, is it? So you don't have service on that until you get home. It's like a laptop.
But it used to do that.
What do you mean?
Like because I always have my phone with me.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is,
But like
it's
I
like,
could be out running, like before.
and when you get home.
No, like if I got a text while I was running, it would my watch.
No, yeah,
would
but
go
now
off.
it's not. It's probably not connected to your phone anymore.
But why?
But like not mirrored to your phone. But I don't know. It probably just came undone. I don't know.
But
It's like a
also-
laptop, for example. Like it's
update that
technically
all the
connected
time.
to my phone, but
Yeah.
I don't get the message. I won't get text messages and stuff on my laptop until it's on Wi-Fi.
Right.
Yeah, and that's actually why sometimes I've had issues to where people will text me, and it's not as bad now. Like Gage would text me, and it would go to my computer first, and it would never go to my phone. And so when I open my computer the next time, because my computer was on Wi-Fi the whole time, it'll pop up, and there's the text, but it never went to my phone.
I've been like fucking 5 days.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I could be
have
like, why are you not like? He literally finally texted me. and was like, why are you not responding?
Yeah.
I was like, I sent him a screenshot. I have like fucking 5 messages to him that he didn't respond to.
Okay. Well. So anywho, like I said, that when I heard this story, I was so intrigued and mind boggled because I'm like, first of all, the whole story in itself is weird and it's a clear catfish situation. Then you add in the age, makes it even weirder. And now it's the fact this dude's 31. He's had, like he said, he's had plenty of hookups and everything else in between then. But he's to the point now to where he's like, okay, I need to figure out a way to end this, and I don't know how.
Just, I mean, it's
should have ended a long time ago.
yeah,
for
about
one.
14 and a half years
For
ago.
14 and a half years ago.
Yeah, but if he's 6,
That's
I think
different.
He was
So
like 6. He said he was like
His
6.
first love.
He said he was like 16 or 17.
That's probably
when
a
it started.
fucking 50-year-old
so
dude,
you
too.
gotta think though, if you're 16, 17 and you have some hot ass chick that's messaging you on whatever platform it was, and the picture she sent you, you're like, all right, fuck yeah, you guys are having great conversation, and this shit just continues. I
What
mean,
if it
It
wasn't-
lasts for 2 years until you actually like suck on your first nice set of titties when you're fucking 17. That's like 18. That's like what
Seriously,
happens, and
16,
then you forget about
wasn't
it because you get the real thing.
Should rant.
16 plus. I was gonna say 16.
I don't
plus
see
is
that.
17.
I don't know. I don't see it. I can't
Yeah.
fathom that. That's just
no, I mean it's a
That's crazy.
super fucked up story, but I feel like we hear these stories like if you ever watch the show Catfish, it happens all the time.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
The time people have this, they go through this shit, and in my mind, that's why I'm thinking, and I'm like, God, how long would I have lasted with that? Like, how long would that whole story have played out, and before I would have said, okay, enough is enough.
But I think those like, it's not always for lack of better words, in like the catfish. It's not always. It's usually like, kind of different people that are in that situation. You know what I mean? Not like us, and for example, if we know that if you don't have social media, if you don't have a way to FaceTime, Skype, or something like this,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
We
Those
can read.
people-
We can read the writing on the
Yeah,
wall.
that's what I'm saying. Either they don't want to, or they can't they don't realize that.
This is the media timeout, and this is a time where we bring to the table different things that is new to us. So it can be music, it can be a TV show, a movie, whatever we feel is new to us that we enjoyed, maybe this week, maybe this year, whatever, something new to us. And Logan, you're up first.
All right, so I've been listening to a new podcast. It's called Armchair Expert. It's Dak Shepard,
I listen to that.
somebody else, and they interview like a bunch of celebrities and just a lot of different people. The only bad thing is they're like 2 hours long, so it's a lot to listen to, but it's pretty enjoyable.
You said armchair expert, and the first thing I thought it was like somebody sitting in armchairs.
Right.
Talking
I
about
don't know if there's
different
like actual video that you can watch.
They probably
them
have
doing it,
a
like
YouTube
Joe
channel. I
Rogan,
mean,
but
yeah, they probably do.
it'd be funny if there was. But yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, Goldsby, what do you got?
I started a new TV show this week called Only Murders in the Building. Only Murders in the Building. And it's on Hulu. Just came out. It has Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. It's really good. It's a murder mystery. It's three. Obviously, Steve Martin and Martin Short are incredibly hilarious. And it's really, I sent the link to Logan. He didn't watch it, but
Sorry. I will.
it's all right. It's just very dry humor, but it's also dark, and it's essentially three neighbors that realize they're all big true crime buffs, and then a murder happens in their building, and they got to figure it out. So it just came out on Hulu. I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes out right now.
So they're still coming out. It's like coming out.
I think there's 3 or 4, and then they release one every week.
So it's a Hulu created TV show.
Correct.
Basically.
Yeah, I gotta wait till it's like there's 2 seasons on Hulu.
Yeah, so you can watch it all at one time. Yeah.
Gage?
So I have actually been watching a new golf YouTube channel, called Good Golf, and it's just six friends that go out and film like golf challenges that they do.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty sweet. They're actually really fucking good too. So
Yeah.
it's actually amusing to watch. They'll do like 3v3, and they'll do like they did worst ball. Like you have a 3v3 team and you have to play the worst ball. They have a bunch of YouTube videos, a
That
bunch of
sounds like
views,
a
a bunch of
blast.
subscribers.
That would make shit.
Is alcohol infused in that?
No, it's not. They're all sober.
Sober.
One of the videos was a 3v3 scramble, and the dude holding one a par 4,
That's cool.
which has only been done by like maybe 2 people I think in the PGA, and he did it on video, on a YouTube video.
Damn.
So they definitely got a lot of viewers. You're not the only one.
I mean,
Is that an albatross?
That's
no,
cool.
No, it's all in one.
It's all in one.
All right. Well,
But
it's kind of like an albatross, isn't it? That's 3 strokes.
yeah, it would be 3 strokes. Yeah,
Right.
instead of
Is that the right terminology? Albatross.
yeah, that's 3 strokes less than par. Yeah.
Jordan?
well, I guess I'm the only weirdo that doesn't watch TV at all ever. So, I am gonna go with
Jordan?
a artist.
He wasn't listening. He didn't
He-
mention
It was a
TV.
podcast. I mean,
which is not a TV show.
right. Okay.
So you're doing music?
I'm doing music. I originally had just a single song, but you guys kind of went off, so I'm gonna go with a whole artist. And an artist that I've been listening to lately is Wild Rivers, and it's an artist that's pretty fucking good.
Did you send me
One of
that?
the songs, yes, I did send you
Yeah,
one.
she is good.
And her voice is just incredible.
Okay,
And
thanks for sending me it. I would like to listen to it.
I will. I'll send it to all of you, and after this, you can all listen to it and let me know how you
That
think.
tracks.
But Thinking About Love and Heart
Seventy
Attack
tracks.
are one of their biggest songs. But yeah, Wild Rivers. That's the artist that I have for the week.
They've recently come up with my like random playlist now that I've listened to
Really?
a couple
Yeah,
times.
Yeah, it's because it's fucking in your inbox. That's why.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fucking creepy ass shit.
But yeah, that is the
2-minute media timeout.
media timeout.